Hi there, I'm Barbara Bailey, and I've been a longtime member of the Minnesota Recreation and Park Association since the 1950s.
And tell us about your first job.
My first job was with the Minneapolis Park Board. I started there in 1960 when I graduated from the University of Minnesota, and I worked at Sibley Field as the Community Center Recreation Director there.
And you're a pioneer in the field, especially for us women. What
I
do you
was
remember
one
about
of
that?
the first, I think, 7 women in the state that were working in park and recreation at that time that were of my same age group.
Yeah. After college, you went.
After college, yes.
In your career, you've had a long, outstanding, wonderful career, and
I have 51 years.
51 years. It might be hard to think back about what maybe is two of your proudest accomplishments. Yeah.
Well, one is that I went into the field of working with senior citizens, and I started 12 of the suburban groups around Minneapolis and St. Paul, starting in 1958 with the Bloomington senior citizens and going through Inver Grove Heights and West St. Paul in Dakota County, and then several in Anoka County and the rest in Hennepin County. And I worked in all 32 different communities of suburban Minneapolis at one time.
What was the most popular program back in the time for senior?
For seniors, it was the social club meetings.
Oh. And what did you do at social club meetings?
Everything that you could think of that the seniors developed themselves that they would wish to do. And many of the activities were surrounded with the typical things that seniors like to do at that time, because most of the people who were in the clubs at that time either came from a church background or a town hall in their small communities, and that's what they were accustomed to, is having a social with absolutely dessert and coffee, you know. Being in this part of the area with the Germans and Scandinavians.
Yeah.
And then they enjoyed speakers at their meetings and, of course, playing cards. And I had a rule, we only played bingo once a year.
Okay.
But some clubs played it every week.
Oh boy. So tell us about your best memory with MRPA, with our association.
MRPA, I was the youth delegate to the White House Conference on Children and Youth in 1960, and the Minnesota Recreation Association and the American Recreation Society. I was a delegate from both of those groups, and I went to the conference in Washington, D.C., and I went with Bud Korfage, who was the professional delegate that was sent from the MRA at that time.
That's great. Any advice for members today on?
Love the field, absolutely think it's wonderful. Do your internships, volunteer, learn all you can about it, and you will have a wonderful life.